How's it going? It is all the news all the time, and my name, as always, is Adam. Yeah, and some very good news today. Very good news. No more of this woman being Pirates of the Caribbean. No. She is not in the picture anymore. See you later. Bye. Fantastic. So Margot Robbie is nobody's Barbie. This is from Vanity Fair, the Babylon star on navigating Hollywood. So I read through this article, and it was the most suck up thing I think I've ever read in all my days, and I've had some days, and these people sucking up to her. Let's have a little read. It might make you ill with the level of suck up, but let's have a look. So Margot Robbie wants to take me to New York. Well, that's nice for you. We're on the Paramount lot in Los Angeles, and she's given me a tour of some places they shot Babylon, her upcoming movie about the vertiginous swirl that was Hollywood in the late 1920s. I like that word, vertiginous. We're about to enter the New York back lot, faux neighborhoods used as stand-ins for various cities, when a security guard stops us with an "Excuse me, where are you heading?" We try to say that way and walk like we own the place, but the guard's not buying it. He asks what production we're with, and this is where I expect my tour guide to say, "I'm Margot Robbie." Instead, she mumbles something about being with Babylon and doing some post. Sounds mystical. Then her voice trails off. The security guard clearly doesn't recognise that standing in front of him is the Australian actor who brought Harley Quinn to life. Yeah, it wasn't a great film. And was nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, she didn't win it. For playing Tonya Harding. He tells us we have to get off the set. I like this guy already. Because somebody's shooting. Robbie politely agrees. She laughs as we round the corner. "I should have had a better cover story," she says. "You'd think I'd be better at that." Or blagging things. Yeah, I bet you are. So Margot is completely grounded and instantly commanding, says Martin Scorsese. Oh, jeez. She enters the frame and you pay attention to her. He creeps. I actually had a hard time believing that Robbie runs up against hard nose very often. Not because of her looks. She's stunning. Sigh. Yes, that song's been sung ad nauseum, but because of the stories I've read about her tenacity. She's tenacious as well. Her first big job on the Australian soap opera Neighbours was supposed to be a guest stint, but she made such an impression they kept her for 3 years because she's so brilliant. Robbie got her breakout role in The Wolf of Wall Street in part because she had the chutzpah to slap Leonardo DiCaprio. I bet he's been slapped a few times during the audition, and she wrote an unsolicited letter to Quentin Tarantino saying she hoped to work with him one day, eventually finding herself on the set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because she's such a brilliant person. Everyone I speak to about Robbie emphasises her work ethic, her superpower. She's got superpowers. Did you know that? She's literally got superpowers. And the thing that makes her once in a generation talent, good God, is that she can do everything. Creeps. Christina Hodson, a good friend, and ass kisser, and the writer of the 2020 Suicide Squad spin-off Birds of Prey, which went down really badly by the audience. If you watch Margot learn a new skill, it's pretty terrifying. Well, actually really bad at stuff. When we did stunts for Birds of Prey, the stunt team would show something to her once, she tries it once, and by the second time she's better than them. Oh, Jesus, man. Really? Really? She's better than the stunt team after 2 attempts. That's because she's a deity. Robbie's I, Tonya co-star Alison Janey has said she reminds her of Katharine Hepburn. Well, not Jesus, or the God himself, who put together the Philadelphia story herself when she felt she wasn't getting the role she deserved. It's always about being deserved, isn't it? Martin Scorsese, blimey, how much of this goes on, says she reminds him of 2 legends, only 2, Carol Lombard and Joan Crawford. Not Jesus and the God himself and the Mount. No. Like Lombard, she's vivacious, strikingly beautiful, and has a great sense of humour. This is hard work. About herself most of all. Like Crawford, she's completely grounded and instantly commanding. She enters the frame and you pay attention to her. He creeps on in a creepy way. It's fitting then that Robbie plays a fictional Hollywood icon on the rise in Babylon, Paramount's epic comedy drama led by Robbie, Brad Pitt and newcomer Diego Calva. The movie, which hits theatres on December 23rd, going to miss that one, is set during the industry's wildest times, when the money was flowing, the rules were few, and the possibilities of fame and success felt endless. From the hour or so I've seen, you've seen an hour of it, it aspires to be a kaleidoscopic look at the movie business, just as talkies were about to upend the industry to forever. When were talkies? Was that 1930s? 1930s? Babylon aims to capture the decadence and depravity of the era, along with the madness. And not to sound like Nicole Kidman in that advert, the magic of filmmaking. I don't know which one they mean. What you see on screen is the chaos of making a movie and how effed it is, and also how it's the greatest thing ever, Robbie says of Babylon. And literally filming it was the next exact thing, or the exact same thing. It was so unhinged and so fun and amazing and just absurd. It was definitely the best experience of my life. So there you go. It goes on much like this in in tone for a long while. Let's jump forward a little touch. She's doing a film which is called Babylon. It's about a person called Nellie, and Nellie seems to be a star in the 1930s-ish, and who is also a bit of a chancer. A bit of a chance. So there you go. And let's have a little look. Robbie's wearing an oversized black jacket, genius, on top of black tank and wide-legged brown plaid pants, schlepping an armful of notebooks and books. That's likely why when 3 golf carts full of tourists drive by, nobody notices her. As we wander around the lot, we talk about how wild it is that 100 years worth of stars have trod these same walkways. So let's move forward and into where we can sort of see where we're going. And there she is on a chair. Brilliant. Brilliant. So she was on Neighbours, and she played a flight attendant, and there she is she's forgotten her trousers. And let's have a little look. What else is going on? There's a lot of backslapping and congratulatory gibberish in this Vanity Fair. It's much like a hagiography where they just boost her up so much it becomes frankly ridiculous, and it's just too difficult to read. I can't read all these sort of ludicrous statements they make about her. It's just I don't know who writes it. So what have we got here? She's got a fondness for having a good time. A few more details. She can open a beer bottle with another beer bottle. Genius. She wants to learn to play the banjo. Wanting to learn something and learning it are two different things. So there you go. And trust me, we are getting to the point very shortly. There's just only so much I can handle of this woman. She reminds me of the Grey. Do you remember the Grey? The 3 sea hags from Jason of the Argonauts? Because there's her, and there's Cara Delevingne, and there's Amber Heard. And I see them as the 3 sea hags. They have to share the eye between each other. And Jason comes along and he's got the shield. He tries to make a deal with them. Remember those? I'll get a picture. Oh yeah, they're that's the ones. There they are. I don't know which one's Cara. There's Margot and so forth. So yeah, and oh my God, there's more of this going on here. Let's have a little listen to this insane stuff. And making an obvious Barbie movie would have been extremely easy to do, says Robbie. And anything easy is probably not worth doing. Because they're making that Barbie film. She says she's not made an obvious Barbie movie. She's making something that's not obvious. To me, the obvious Barbie movie is you're going to have a Barbie, and she's not going to be led by any man. She's going to be a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man. That would be the obvious Barbie movie to me. So let's see if it's anything like that. Gerwig was impressed by Robbie to the point of being dumbfounded. Of course she was. Once I wanted to capture Margot Robbie in slow motion, but have everything else move fast, so I went up to her and said, could you move at 48 frames per second, right? Even though we're shooting in 24 frames per second, and everyone else will be moving at regular speed. She did some calculation behind her eyes, and then she did it. She literally moved at a higher frame rate. I don't know what category that goes into other than magic. Good Lord. Good Lord. So she's obviously literally a deity of some description, and has godlike skills, which is remarkable. But the bit we actually want to find is down here. My apologies for putting you through all that rubbish. Robbie and her husband are now moving into a new home in LA. That's nice for them. They have a place in London, and on top of the 5 films she's producing, she's readying Barbie for next summer. Great. That's a film I'm going to dodge. Robbie's also in pre-production on an Ocean's 11 prequel, sequel, reboot, remake that she'll star in and produce. Another franchise spin-off she's been attached to is Pirates of the Caribbean is dead. Dun, 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 dun. Brilliant, she tells me. We had an idea and we were developing it for a while, ages ago, to have more of a female-led, oh good Lord, not totally female-led, yeah, they'd have had one poor sap in the back and they'd kick him occasionally, and classic. But not totally female-led, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been very cool. No, it wouldn't. But I guess they don't want to do it. Brilliant, she says of Disney. So there you go. sorry to put you through all that. This hagiography, this beatification of whatever this person's name is. And the good news, I think the good news we take away from this is she's not going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the good news that we can take away, and it warm our little heart as the cold winter comes. We can warm our little heart knowing she's not going to be Captain Jackie Sparrow. Brilliant. Right. So that was an awful video, and I apologise to everyone, and I will see you guys later.